Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's August 14th, 2025. I thought what I'd do is talk a little bit about some of the equipment that we have and considerations for folks who are out there thinking about buying different pieces of heavy equipment for your homestead, your farm, anything, it could be a side-by-side, it could be a mini skid. It could be small tractors, large tractors, or excavators, or skid steers, track loaders, articulated loaders, whatever it may be. And so I really love my Takeuchi TL12 V2 track loader, the Hulk behind me here, and Elon, the TB290 Takeuchi excavator. These have been fantastic. Absolutely amazing pieces of equipment that have allowed us to do so much here. Now, right now, the next couple of days, I'm probably, until we get some rain, it's just such a dust bowl here right now. And especially with this machine, if I use this, boy, am I kicking up stuff. So there's, air filters will get plugged right up. Everything, you get so much dust on the equipment and all. But as probably many of you regular viewers know, that we lost our workshop. So the big shop that was attached to that building there, that building collapsed in February. And so lots of our equipment was inside of the buildings and all. And so everything had to get repaired. So if you've been watching for a while, we have Kubotas. So we have two tractors. We have a Kubota B2601, we have a Kubota Grand L6060, a small tractor and a big cab tractor. The big cab tractor has a big snow blower that gets attached to it, so during the winter months we can do all the snow blowing, clearing. During the summer months we can run the wood chipper off the back of it, we can use the loader on it, we can do a whole variety of things. We got a grapple that can fit on both of those tractors. We have two RTVs, work-related utility vehicles, and then we have the Kubota mower and all. And all of those things got damaged in the building. And before I went, and Kubota's always had a wonderful history of producing high-quality pieces of equipment that are reliable, and there's airplanes flying over right now, and don't require they usually work out the bugs in most of them, not all of them. There are some Kubotas that are known for having some issues, but I had for years wanted to invest in Kubota equipment for our property. And where we live in Oswego, New York, and when I started checking some of the local dealers around here, well, their knowledge base, their service departments, their parts department, all of those things and their prices, none of them made me feel comfortable about going and working with them as far as buying equipment, because it's a relationship and all. And so that's a big thing to be thinking about when you're watching YouTube videos or whatever, and you're seeing, oh, this is a great piece of equipment, buy this and all. Always have to be thinking about, geez, what about the long term with this piece of equipment? What are the maintenance requirements? Is that something that I can do? What about traveling to the place? Are they going to come out and do mobile service if something needs to be done? What's it going to cost you? What's the parts availability? How knowledgeable are the parts managers, parts suppliers? How knowledgeable is the service department as well? Because there's nothing as beneficial as just being able to call them up and say, hey, I've got this issue and all. And if you have a service manager or service technicians who have been working there for a long period of time, they've seen all of the things, and they've got a pretty darn good idea, and they can give you some information right over the phone that can help you troubleshoot what the issue is. In this day and age, with things becoming much more electronic components, computerized and all, the greater the knowledge base that the service service people and the parts people have, so that you're not spending unnecessary time and money, especially transportation and all, or getting the parts that you don't need. Understanding the relationship, the importance of having a good relationship. So, like our Kubota dealer, now we traveled to Palmyra, New York, to Blazey's, because we've got a good working relationship with them. So I got good prices, knowledgeable people when I went to purchase the equipment initially. And after purchasing the first one, I within a couple of days, I purchased another tractor. So I bought the Grandel 6060 in 2021. And a lot of this, when I'm making these purchase decisions, I'm thinking about what's going to happen with the cost of the equipment and materials in the future and all. So I timed that pretty well as far as making that purchase. Then within, I think it was a week or two, or a couple of days, I ordered the B2601, and I'd be happy to go ahead and do a longer term. We've had them over 3 years now, each one of these pieces of equipment. Then we got the zero-turn mower as well. We got the RTV. So Kubota has been great, and because of my relationship with that dealership, and when we had the building collapse here, all of these pieces of equipment needed to go back, needed to get estimates. Dealing with the insurance company is a whole different topic. I won't go into that right now, but it's putting out the money, getting the equipment repaired, and you know, they were there for us. They made the repairs in a timely fashion. As soon as they could get the parts in, got the equipment right back to me. You know, that says so much to me. And so that's a really good relationship. And when I've called with an issue, I can get, you know, Rob on the phone or one of the other guys on the phone, explain what's going on, and we can usually figure it out over the phone. When we can't figure it out over the phone, they come out, like we had the alternator issue there. It just didn't have a great ground. So, you know, that was a wonderful, I've had wonderful experiences dealing with Blazey's in Palmyra, New York with my Kubotas. These two pieces of equipment, the Takushis. Now before this, I purchased I had two Komatsus, and I had a track loader similar to this. It was a Hound, was his name, back in older videos, and I had Bumblebee, a small mini excavator, and both of those were really great. I wanted to upgrade to newer equipment to do much of the stone wall work that I did do, putting in the roads and all, so I bought both of these pieces of equipment and sold the other pieces outright. But when I had the Komatsus, who I bought off of private individuals, so there's always a risk associated with buying from private individuals, but those turned out to be good decisions, good relationship, good buying experiences with the private individuals. It was the same individual that I bought both pieces of equipment off of. And I knew that there were older pieces of equipment. I knew that there was going to be maintenance, there were going to be things that broke down, all manageable things. And there was a dealership, there is a dealership, Anderson Equipment in Syracuse, New York, and Anderson's a big company. And the setup in Syracuse, New York, when I needed, so one day I blew out the back window in the mini excavator, curved window and all. So I needed to get a full replacement from the manufacturer with that. So I went up to the Anderson Equipment. I met the service manager there, who was awesome, absolutely amazing guy, very knowledgeable. His whole career he had been working doing service repairs, and very, very knowledgeable. I spoke with him for a while. I actually got a tour of the shop, the parts facility and all that, and was very impressed. And so I went back to them to buy these two new pieces of equipment, the Elon and the Hulk here behind me. And like I say, I'm very impressed with both of these pieces of equipment. Just like my Kubotas, really happy. And I was very happy with my Komatsus as well. And that dealership deals with Komatsu and Takushi. And it's Syracuse isn't that far away, so if I needed parts, whatever, I could go right there and all. So when the building collapsed, we had damage to both of these pieces of equipment. So something that happened in between the times of when I purchased these and when the building collapsed and I needed parts to repair and estimates and all for the insurance company, the service manager had passed away, so there was a new service department. The parts people had changed as well. Their salespeople that I dealt with before had changed over. And boy, I just haven't had, you know, the competency and care aren't there the way they were before. So if they don't care enough, if they can't get back to you with the estimates and the parts, and you've got to say, no, this is the wrong part because you look it up yourself, you know, that tells you about the competency or how much they care about their job and trying to take care of people after the initial big sale. So, you know, and I've talked to one of my friends, John, who was over recently doing the septic tank repair. And this is with several people. You know, it's all about those relationships. Purchasing and developing relationships with dealers who have knowledgeable parts supply people, certainly a knowledgeable service department personnel that can get on the phone with you and circumvent the need to make major expenses. You have that. Once you have that, you want to go back and buy more equipment from them, as long as the equipment is stacked up, you know, actually performs like it was presented to perform and all. And so as far as these two pieces of equipment, amazing. My Kubotas, amazing. Very happy with them. With the green machine, which is the Avant 860i, you know, I got that. I purchased that from Central New York Farms Supply. Central New York Supply. Adam is the salesperson, and he's worked with me. He's been wonderful. You know, that piece of equipment is damaged from the collapse as well. So we're still waiting. The insurance, it's tough dealing with the insurance company, and it's tough trying to get accurate estimates when a building has collapsed with all the snow on it and all. Kubota was the quickest. Anderson equipment wasn't there at a level that they should have been. And Adam has been doing his best. And dealing with Avant is a new product line for them. So that's something to be thinking about as well, is how long has the dealership, even though they may have a great service department and a great parts department and a wonderful salesperson, how long have they been dealing with that product line or that manufacturer that's selling the equipment there as well? Because this day and age, you know, dealerships have got to compete with all of the I call them third-party sellers that are selling equipment like a lot of these China-made, much less expensive pieces of equipment, from mini skids to mini excavators to all sorts of equipment. So that was a little bit of a challenge with the Avant 860i, is having a district rep available to do the initial assessment and all for the estimate for the repairs and all, where my salesperson, they wanted to be able to do all of that, but it's challenging when they have a new line of products, a new manufacturer that they're doing. So they're trying to work out who are their contact people, how quickly can they respond to get the information for the repairs as well. So I just wanted to make this video. It's just, you know, I've talked to people who are my age group who have had similar experiences. And you know, the amount of care and level of competency, it transcends our culture this day and age. Whether it's the person at your credit union or your bank or the person who's in charge of your finances, if it's the suppliers for your small farm, you really need to be thinking about, you know, how much are they really invested in it, and how much are they invested in the business that they're operating in. Do they care? And what's the longevity, the track record of the company that you're dealing with? It's you know, I hate to say this, but the level of incompetence that I see in all around me nowadays is so frustrating. From looking at the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the nutraceutical industry, you know, so many things are so much easier to buy from, like even Amazon. Like, I buy things from Amazon, but you got to be really careful of who you're actually purchasing things from when you're buying from Amazon. And that could be a whole other video, but I won't go into that right now. So I just thought I'd make this video about the equipment, about establishing, first evaluating how much they care, and evaluating not just the dealer, the person, the sales agent, but going and talking to the parts department people, the service people, all of that, when you're looking at buying equipment. And if you're buying them off a private individual, you're buying used equipment. If you're looking at a product line, let's say it's a Komatsu, well, find out who the Komatsu dealers are around your area. Go visit them, talk to the people in the parts department. If you're handy and you do all the things yourself, that's cool, but you want to have those parts readily available as well. You know, it's just amazing how much research you probably should do whenever you're making an investment in a piece of equipment and all. Don't just rely on YouTubers making comments and saying, wow, this is an awesome machine. You never know that you're not going to get a lemon. And you want to have the resources available and somebody that's going to care, so you're not trying to do their job as well as your own job, you know, getting your equipment repaired. So that's it for today's video. I thought I'd share some of my levels of frustration, but share some of my great experiences as well, and just give you some things to think about when you're thinking about buying equipment. So I appreciate you watching. I appreciate any thumbs up. I hope you folks stay safe and take care. Bye-bye now.